I sometimes will get a call from a family member who've got a loved one in jail about ready to make an application for parole, and they ask this sort of question, what can they do? To some extent you wish they'd called a lot earlier, because there are things that family members can do to help someone get parole, but they need to be preparing for it from an earlier stage, perhaps when the person first goes into custody. You see, to get parole boards like to think that the person's going to be placed in the community in some stable set of circumstances. And quite often stable means a regular home, regular family or social connections, work, employment, that sort of thing. Where a family member can help is setting up the stable base, or assisting to set up the stable base for their family member coming out of jail on parole to stay at the home. So that would mean making sure that they have appropriate accommodation. Like you've got to think about how they're going to appear to the parole board, corrective services staff who'll want to come out and see the home beforehand to check it's suitable. You need to go have that sort of engagement with the corrective services authorities, and to do so in a way that's not going to turn them off. That's going to make them look at the situation favourably, to make them think that the prisoner coming out is going to go to a supportive and stable environment. If you can line up work for them, all the better. So to have employment lined up. If sometimes people are lucky, they have family members who have businesses who are able to offer jobs. But if you can't do that, at least go and talk to people in your community to see if they might be able to offer employment, and get letters of support that can be used as part of the parole application. There needs to be some recognition by the people in the family about what the person has done to get into jail in the first place. There needs to be a bit of openness, and that's got to come across to the corrective services and parole authorities. They need to be able to be satisfied that the family that the prisoner is going to come out and live with are fully aware of why he got into trouble in the first place, and there's no sort of starry-eyed views about the person. And the reason for that is that the parole board will then be aware that the person's going to stay with people who are probably on the alert to seeing signs of relapsing going on, if they're fully aware of what got him there to start with. And I think while we're not trying to put the person down there, it just helps to convince the parole board that the people who he's going to live with not only support him but understand him and can provide focused sort of support, rather than just be unaware of what's going on.